Hey YouTube, here making another video in the park. Just got done with work and I thought I would take this opportunity to shoot another video and share some thoughts. And this video is really directed more at men, although I guess it could be attributable, could be relatable to women, but there seems to be a real need that a lot of people have, and especially towards men, to find, male role models, people to look up to. And I think that there's probably a lot of reasons for that. We could really make a whole video just about that, but I want to keep this video focused. And we see the Andrew Tates and the Wes Watsons and the Andy Elliots and the Grant Cardones, and they seem to have all these answers figured out about life, money, relationships, purpose. They project an aura of strength and conviction and masculinity that a lot of young lost men find attractive. And I understand that there's a lot of confusion these days about what to do with one's life. There's so much conditioning throughout, really, and it starts at childhood about that you grow up, you go through the public school system, you go to college, maybe you don't, maybe you go to trade school, you get married, you get a house, you start a family, and you're constantly engulfed in in activities throughout the day that you don't have the time to really actually think about who you are, what you want your life to be about, because you're just totally focused about your career or the school or the marriage or the mortgage, whatever. And we have a lot of information. We're on information overload these days with the internet, with all the content that's out there talking about influencing people. But whether it's Andy Elliott or Grant Cardone or Wes Watson or Andrew Tate or any of these people, you got to remember that this is they're espousing what they want you to hear. Now, they're espousing you, they're sharing their life and what they think you should do and what they think they should have done. And I often think that the reason that a lot of these guys share what they share is to get people to validate their own ideas, to strengthen their own conviction. It's almost like, how Christians tend to proselytize their religion. They got to knock on everyone's door and tell them about the gospel, tell them about the good news, try to convert as many people as possible. And I think that that's in large part just because to try to strengthen their own belief and mitigate their own lack of faith, their own lack of conviction in what they claim is an ironclad belief that they have. If you believe something and you know it and you stand by it, you don't need to market it to the whole world. You just let your talk do the walking for you. And so I really think that a lot of these guys just want to be leaders. They want to have an agenda, or not. Their agenda is to want followers. And what I'm encouraging people to do is look, I'm not saying that none of these guys don't have any good things to say, and that you can't take some of their insights and apply them in a meaningful way. I'm sure that you can. But be careful about wanting to be led. Be careful about believing that you need to be led. What you need to do is to be your own leader. What you need to do is to be your own guru. Like, be your own guru. Again, I'm not, read books, watch podcasts, but there comes a point in your development where you've read enough books, you've listened to enough podcasts, you've sought out enough advice, where you become the guru. Now you have to figure out what you truly believe. Like, you need to be able to sort the bullshit out and to be able to pick the pearls up, even if they're lying in a field full of shit. And that's when you kind of transition from becoming like a consumer of content, a consumer of data, of all these other people's, YouTube videos or podcasts, and then you start to make your own. And that's a really important transition for anybody, and that's really where I find myself in. I've consumed a lot of data. I've consumed a lot of books. It's all good. Not hating on any of it. But now it's time for me to write my own book, to share what I believe. And you have to find your own way. You can't just copy other people's businesses or other people's lives and because you like the results that they have. And that's really important. A lot of people make that mistake. They think that because somebody has a lot of money or status or fame, that if they just do what that person did, they'll get what that person got. And that's a very foolish reason to do something, in my opinion. We have to start tuning into ourselves and figuring out what we really want out of life. Because when we know what we want, we can then start to concentrate and form a plan on how to get there. But just being spoon-fed something and being told that you should want, what I have. I mean, that's what Wes Watson tries to do. You should want what I have. Andrew Tate, you should want to be like me. You should want to strive to be me. And so that these are not good leaders. They might have some good things to say. They might have achieved a certain level of success, but they're not good leaders. A good leader, there's an ancient quote that one of my mentors once told me, and it was years ago. He said, a great master has few students because he has a lot of graduates. But see, a bad leader keeps you, gets you to rise a little bit, and then must keep you at a subservient level so that he has a lot of students. He maintains a lot of students because he doesn't want you to be free. He wants you to follow him. His strength is outward directed, and that's not somebody that you want to follow. You will never ever find yourself by doing that. I hope that the words I've said resonate with you. I hope that somebody found this to be meaningful, and stay tuned for further videos. Thank you.